Now turn to Part 2.
Part 2. You will hear the speaker outlines the structure of the upcoming 2-day conference, detailing the schedule, session options, and logistics, including registration and meal arrangements. First, you'll have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 11th Annual Conference here at the Castle Hotel in Keswick. I just want to take a few minutes to go over the general structure of the conference and to remind you about some of the facilities here at the hotel before the first session begins at 9:30. The programme for the conference is a very full one, but we have tried to build in a little more time for discussion and questions at the end of each session, as we felt that this was something that was missing from last year's conference. We have 3 sessions scheduled for today and 2 for tomorrow. The first session today is the one that will be most relevant to many of you, and we hope that as many of you as possible will be able to stay for the full session. Coffee and tea will be available in the small lounge area, which is just across the corridor from this room, at 11 o'clock, and we will finish for lunch at 12:30. Lunch will be served in the dining room, which is at the other end of this corridor. Please make sure that you have your conference badge with you, as you will need it to get into the dining room. After lunch, the first session will begin at 2 o'clock and will be held in the garden room, which is at the back of the hotel. If the weather is fine, that room has lovely views over the hills, and we will have tea and coffee on the terrace at 3:30. This afternoon session will finish at 4:15, and there will then be a meeting of the management committee in the main lounge area, which is on the first floor. If you are on the management committee, please try to be there promptly, as we have a number of important issues to discuss. Dinner will be served in the dining room at 7:30, and there will be an informal get-together in the garden room after dinner, which we hope as many of you as possible will attend.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you'll have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 16 to 20.
Now, tomorrow, the first session will begin at 9:30 and will be in the main lounge area. Coffee and tea will be available again at 11 o'clock, and the second session will begin at 11:30. We will finish for lunch at 12:45, and after lunch, there will be a final session in the main lounge area, beginning at 2 o'clock and finishing at 3:30. After the final session, we will go back to the garden room for the closing address, which will be given by Dr. Burton. First of all, the swimming pool. Unfortunately, there was a problem with the water heating system last week, and the maintenance people have been working on it over the weekend. They think that it is now working properly, and that the water will be warm enough to swim in by this afternoon. We will put a notice on the door to the pool, which is on the first floor, if it is not available for use at any time during the conference. The gym is on the same floor and is open from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. However, if you want to use the sauna, you will need to book in advance at the main reception desk, as it is quite small and can only take 4 people at a time. There is no charge for using the sauna, but you will need to leave a deposit of £10 at reception, and you will get this back when you return your key to them. Now, if you have any questions about the conference, I will be here for the next 15 minutes and will be very happy to help. I hope you enjoy the conference and that you will have time to explore the beautiful Lake District while you are here.
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 2.